Welcome to Mindsets for Wellbeing, a creative process that distills 4 wellbeing mindsets that apply to a chosen situation. This is the first edition and it's Mindsets for Wellbeing Homeworking. So the 4 wellbeing homeworking mindsets are 1. Be your best boss, 2. Add joy, 3. Now I am, and 4. Survive or thrive. So this vlog is about be your best boss. So hit subscribe and you'll be notified. Hit subscribe and you'll be notified about when the next 3 come online. Who am I? I'm Fran Wyburn. I'm a creative and wellbeing specialist and a singer-songwriter. For the last 16 years I've been working for myself and working from home, and everything I know about wellbeing has come from learning the hard way. In my home working life, I've got my partner who also works from home. We've got a lovely 1-year-old little boy and a Labrador. What is home working like? No matter whether you're new to it or you've been doing it for a while, whether you've chosen to do it or whether you have to do it, it can be really challenging. There can now be more freedom and autonomy in your day, but that brings practical and emotional challenges, and you've still got to do your job. So how do you look after your well-being in all of that? For the risk of sounding cheesy, your best boss knows how. Who is your best boss? Your best boss is a persona of the perfect boss for you, and they prioritise your well-being as their #1 focus. They're realistic to your role requirements and your life situation, but they're also really responsive to your mood, your natural rhythms and your personality traits. How do you create your best boss? Step 1. Recognise the challenges. Start to recognise those moments in your day that you're feeling challenged. Maybe you want to write it down if you're anything like me who likes to write everything down. So clock when you're feeling frustrated, maybe when you're unmotivated, you can't focus, or maybe you're focusing too hard and you're finding it hard to switch off, or maybe you're feeling really overwhelmed. Whatever it is that are specific to your challenges, just recognise them all, and that's the first step. At that point, you want to bring in your best boss persona, and if you're a bit geeky like me, you might want to write an agenda. Step 2, create the opportunities. So with your best boss persona, who has your well-being as their #1 priority, go through the following and see what you can come up with. Hours. Is there flexibility about how and when you do your hours? Boundaries. What can be put in place to make sure that you keep a good work-life balance? Schedules. What routines and daily rituals can you do that bring you joy and keep you positive? Goals. Is there an opportunity for some inspiring and motivating tasks that make you tick? Role development. Can you think out of the box and bring fresh new ideas to how you go about your role? And encouragement. This is a really important one. When you're working from home, sometimes your mind chatter can get a little bit negative. So what can your best boss do to speak to you with kindness, appreciation, and show that they really value you? How can I use my best boss? Involve them in your everyday decision making. Think, oh, what would my best boss advise? And call on them whenever you need, and you will know when you need to do it. So yeah, just make sure that your best boss has the last say, and hopefully your well-being will stay in a really good place. Join the conversation. As I said, this is the first of 4 vlogs for Mindsets for Wellbeing Homeworking. So if you subscribe to my channel, you'll be notified when the next ones come available. And you can find me on my social media platforms at Fran Wyburn, and join in the conversation to look at some really exciting and innovative ways of making your well-being stay in a good place when you're working from home. Thank you.
Sitting on my doorstep underneath an unexpected blue sky.